Hi, this is Linda Anderson of Tap Into Your Success with a quick video demonstration of the tapping points. So the first point is called the karate chop point, and it's that fleshy part of your hand that if you were to do a karate chop on the table would connect with the surface. So it's between the bottom of your little finger and where your wrist starts, and taking 4 fingers of the other hand, you can just tap lightly on there. You can use each hand, it doesn't matter. You could swap halfway through a tapping round, it really doesn't matter, whichever feels comfortable for you. The next point is the eyebrow point. So there's one at the beginning of each eyebrow. And again, just tapping like gentle rain. You don't need to tap hard, but you do want to feel the vibration in your body. And you could tap both points. You could tap one point. You could cross the midline. It really doesn't matter as long as you're on one of those points. Next point is side of the eye. So not round here on the temple, but on the bony socket right next to your eye. There are 2 points again. You can tap one, you can tap both. Whichever, it really doesn't matter, whichever feels most comfortable for you. And then underneath the eye on that socket still, the bony socket, directly in line with the pupil. 1 eye, 2 eyes, really doesn't matter. And then underneath the nose, so 2 fingers just tapping lightly underneath your nose. And then the chin point, so below the bottom lip, on that crease below the bottom lip, that's the chin point. And then the collarbone point, which is actually below the collarbone. So if you come to where a man knots his tie, come down a couple of inches, across a couple of inches, and there are points on both sides. You can tap one, you could tap both, you can cross over, really doesn't matter. This is a really powerful point. So can you feel that there's a vibration going up and down your torso? It's a really powerful first aid point if you want to quickly calm yourself down and come back to a more resourceful space. You could also just thump across there, across your chest. Next point is underneath the arm. So 4 fingers underneath the armpit, 4 inches below the armpit. Again, there's 1 on each side. You could do one, you could do both like this, or you could do like a monkey, whichever, it doesn't matter, whatever feels best for you. And then all over the top of the head. So 5 fingers just bouncing around on the crown. Some really, really powerful meridian points ending up here. So that's top of the head point. There are also some points on your fingers. So the finger points is the bottom corner of the nail bed nearest to the thumb on each hand. So as I'm looking at my left hand, it's the bottom right hand corner of each finger, including the thumb. So to use this is a really great tool if you're in any kind of situation where you're feeling anxious. So it might be before a talk, or it might be in a sales conversation, any situation where you start to feel a bit anxious. You can use this really discreetly just to turn down the stress response and come back to a more resourceful space. And you do that by just bending your thumb over and bouncing up and down on each finger at the bottom corner of the nail nearest to the thumb. There's also that point on the thumb, and you can do that if you want to. It's a little bit more fiddly to reach over and get it. So I find it easiest just to go up and down the fingers as though you're going up and down a ladder. And this was developed by a couple of guys in Australia called David Lake and Steve Wells. And they found that if you make this a habit, even if you're not focused on anything in particular, it's like you're doing a workout for your energy system, so you're less easily knocked off balance. Again, you could do one hand, you could do both. You could have your hands in your pocket, underneath the table, behind your back. Nobody knows you're doing it, but you are sending a message to the fear center in the brain to turn down the stress response, and then you come back to a more resourceful space. The blood can come back here again, and you can be in your adult self rather than your 6-year-old self as you quote your price or give your talk or whatever it is. So I hope you found that helpful. Bye for now.